Thanks for tuning into the BoshNRoll channel. Liking the video and subscribing to the channel are free and easy for you, and they help me out a lot. If you want to go further with your support, Patreon and YouTube membership offer access to the BoshNRoll Discord community, early access to lists, written content, things like that. You can have me play your deck on the channel, and the highest tiers come with individual coaching sessions. If you use YouTube membership, you also get sweet badges and emotes integrated here into YouTube. You can support the channel while you shop at tcgplayer.com by using my affiliate link in the video description, and you can play any deck anytime by using a cardhoarder.com loan account on Magic Online. If you want to wear your support, check out the merch store. And of course, thanks for being here. Now let's go play some Magic. Welcome back to the BoshNRoll channel for another Legacy video. Today, at the request of Patreon subscriber Victor, I am playing Karn Echo, but there's a twist. And the twist is that it's also a Painter Grindstone deck. On some levels, this makes perfect sense. It's an Urza Saga deck, it's an artifact deck, it's a fast mana deck. It shreds through the deck to find combo pieces, it has tutors, there's Emery gives you lots of extra looks, you're digging with Bauble to find this combo. You have Karn, so you can tuck a Painter and a Grindstone in the sideboard. All of that makes perfect sense. Where we get some friction is that this is also a Chalice of the Void deck. And Grindstone famously costs 1 mana. Thus, if you have a Chalice, it's going to be really hard to Grindstone unless it comes off the Saga. But if you need your one of Grindstone to come in off of Saga, then all these other engines, the Baubles, the Echoes, etc., drawing all these cards and Emery milling cards hurts you. So there's a little bit of friction there. I'm going to embrace this friction though, because I actually have another Chalice Painter deck in the queue. I've been challenged to brew a deck that uses Chalice of the Void and Grindstone. That brew is going to be more dedicated to the Painter combo, but also be a Chalice deck. And I'm actually waiting till Neon Destiny comes out because there's a new ninja that was spoiled that puts artifacts directly into play from your hand. And that's a great way to sneak Grindstone in under Chalice. So look forward to that. If you're not subscribed, hit the button. You'll get the notification when it comes up. But for today, we're just going to work through it. The Echo part of the deck is very powerful. I've done a lot of echoing on this channel, and blue carning and Hullbreaching and sighing. Like, all of this has happened on the channel before. Big fan of this archetype in general. I think that if we pop off a Hullbreacher Echo, we should be able to navigate our way into a Painter win pretty easily. However, I also think if we pop off a Hullbreacher Echo, the Painter will be win more. I'm really interested to see if there ends up being a single game in this match where grinding them out wins a game where echoing or like the deck's main plan wasn't going to win anyway. So that's something I'm going to look for. And that's not to, shit on the deck already in the deck tech. I'm just identifying things that I think are worth thinking about. Does Painter Grindstone add anything to the deck that the deck needed? Does it detract from the deck in a way that is substantial? What situations does Painter and Grindstone win the game where a resolved Karn over 2 turns with 6 mana doesn't? Like, those are the questions I'm asking myself from a deck builder's perspective as we head into this league. But I fully expect the Hullbreacher Psi artifact engine to be perfectly good like it always is. Karn's always a banger. And Painter Grindstone are awesome. Let's see if we can cobble something together. Let's jump into this. I'm on the play in round 1. I have LED Echo. Like, it's right here. I could just do it. I lose to Force of Will if they have it, though. I could also Ancient Tomb pass, try to Karn on turn 2. What does Karn do on turn 2? I could wish for Painter, then wish for Grindstone and go for that. I think on the play, this is a fast enough Karn that I'm willing to keep this hand. Just going to Ancient Tomb and pass. I'd love to get the Saga ticking up, but that denies the turn 2 Karn, which was the whole reason for the keep. Oh, bummer. Is this a non-blue deck that's just going to Thoughtseize me into the garbage? Oh no, it is a blue deck. All right, we got some Death Shadow action. Okay, I can... If they take Karn, I still have to worry about Force of Will. If they take Echo, I have to worry about Daze. If they have Daze, they could just take Lion's Eye Diamond, and that's like getting the Karn and the Echo out of my hand. They took Karn, though. Okay, Urza Saga. I'm just gonna dump out here and try to spin. Because even if they counter this, it's going to cost them 2 cards, and now I have Urza Saga operating, and my hand really isn't doing anything else. I'll leave a blue floating in case I draw Emery. Cool. Well, we're in business, and I did draw Emery. I even drew Painter Servant. Okay, Emery, I need to play out Opal before Emery is cheapo. Opal, Bauble, Emery, Mill Trigger. There's an Echo in my graveyard. I could spin again. In that case, I'd want to float blue, play Opal, keep the new one, float blue, Bauble them. Underground Sea in their hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can't get Painter in and cast my Echo. I'm gonna Echo. And if they counter this, then I can cast Painter. Snuff out Emery in response. Okay, deal. That's not a play of someone who has a counterspell. And we're going around again. Bauble, Opal, keep the new one. I could cast Karn here. They are a Force of Will and probably Daze deck. I think I just want to Emery. Emery is here. And I'm going to Mishra's Bauble them. So Underground Sea is not in their hand anymore. That Street Wraith is on top of their deck. And I believe that is the conclusion of my turn. I get to draw 2 from my baubles here. Powerful magic. There's the Wraith. Wasteland. Yeah, hitting Saga is pretty good, but they're also really far behind right now. Yeah, Death Shadow is nice and big. The thickness. Sai is a really good card. Just all the time. I'm going to start with Sai and see what happens. Oh, just resolved. Deal. Oh shit, I shouldn't have played Saga. Now they can snuff out. Okay. Dodged. Didn't get punished. But yeah, that was really bad. I should have played an artifact immediately without giving them priority. And now we're just dumping out Sai stuff. Sai-related activities. 1, 2, 3, 4. I could cast Karn and play around Daze if I Emery up a Lotus Petal, or I could just draw another card and make another creature by getting a Mishra's Bauble. I actually like going for Karn here. I'm going to make blue, target Lotus Petal. Petal, 2, 3, 4, Karn. And the opponents had enough. That was an absolute mushing of the Echo deck, the blue Echo deck. That's what that looks like. Okay, Defense Grid's going to be good for this matchup and worth boarding in. Most of the things you're never going to board in because they're there for Karn, not really for sideboarding. I could bring in Force of Wills to try to punch through my important spells. Or I could just bet on my card advantage and overwhelming power. Retrofitter Foundry, Grindstone, Shadow Spear. My honest assessment of this situation is that if I were to bring in these Force of Wills, I'd be cutting Painter and Grindstone, which undermines the integrity of this league. I'll probably do that eventually, like if it's really important, but I'm up a game and the main deck's pretty powerful already, so I'm just going to bring in the Defense Grid. There could be matchups where I just bring in the second Painter and then leave a Grindstone to wish for and a Grindstone to tutor for, but I double the number of Painters I can cast. That's a cool thing that this deck can do. Okay, I have 2 mana on turn 1. That's not enough for Hullbreacher. It is enough for Retrofitter Foundry. I'm going to keep this. They are a Delver-style Xerox deck, so they're going to have Wasteland, Daze, all these cards that I don't like. I'm still going to lead on Saga, even though I drew a basic. And I can play Mox Opal, playing around Daze beautifully here. Not that I have a choice. Couldn't tap mana for these spells if I wanted to. Now I can tap mana, now that I'm playing around Daze with the Mox Opal. Retrofitter Foundry's in play, and let's have a peek at the top of their deck. They can shuffle this if they want to. Plague Engineer is good to know about, though. Okay, I drew Chalice. That's a really good card for the matchup, I hope. And they didn't have a play on turn 1, and then they spent this turn wastelanding me. That's a deal. I could play around Daze by playing my second Opal, but I think I'd rather just play the Chalice. If they have Daze, let's have them reset their mana again. The Chalice is in play. Oh, Kraken fetches. A green card. Green mana. Don't like this. Not sure what it is. Oh, Tarmogoyf. Tarmogoyf. That was a great draw. All right, I'm just going to pass. I can breach some halls. Unfortunately, most of their things that draw cards also get countered by Chalice, so breaching halls isn't even that particularly exciting here. Oh, yeah, they're goifing around for sure. But now I am an echo away from slamming the door closed. Ha! All right, well, I'm going to cast Karn first, because that could flush out a Force of Will, or a counterspell in general. Here's Karn. All right, and even if it doesn't flush out a Force of Will, this LED is just totally free to pop now. Echo. And that did it. They just had no interaction at all. I'm surprised how easily we goldfished against this deck that definitely has Daze in it, Force of Will. We saw Thoughtseize, and we still just asserted ourselves over this match. Count it. On to the next one. I'm on the play in round 2. I have a turn 1 Chalice. I don't have a turn 2 Karn. But here's this Urza Saga 1-drop Chalice situation. And I'm keeping the hand and just hope that Chalice is good in the matchup. I could spew off a Mox Opal to get Shadow Spear in under the Chalice, but I don't think that's worth it with Karn in my hand. Yeah, I'm just gonna play my Chalice and hope that it's good here. Opponent said they're on some spice. Said they're a fan of the channel and that they're on some spice. Flooded Strand decks are usually line up well for Chalice of the Void, especially on turn 0. Another Flooded Strand on top. Okay. They're going to be very relieved that I don't have a follow-up here. Oh, that's a good one. Need another mana before I'm dead. Oh, this could be the Prismatic Ending. Could be like Standstill or something. It looks like Prismatic Ending. Yeah, okay. Deal. All right, well, I mean, that's one way to play through your own Chalice. Oh. Well, let's see what happens here. I'm going to play Hullbreacher. If it resolves, I'm just going for it. Because this is the type of thing that you wouldn't let resolve if you could help it. Okay, moment of truth. I'm going for it. All right, they did have the Force. Okay, they must have removal. That's a reasonable take. All right, now I'm empty. All right. In losing the Karn that I was 2 mana away from casting and losing the Shadow Spear that didn't affect the board, that felt like a pretty low cost echo there. Of course, now I'm Hellbent and drew the best card in my deck, obviously. All right, still need mana to start activating this thing. Any artifact is mana, though. Rest in peace. Bummer. Okay. All right, so we're on some sort of Helm energy field deck. Now is the time to draw a mana source. I usually say, except for Mox Opal, like any artifact except for Mox Opal, and I forgot to say it, and I got punished. This is the 3rd Mox Opal in my top 12 cards. Okay, so Saga's going to pop here. I guess this is a game where Grindstone might do it, where other cards wouldn't. Brainstorming in response. Oh, probably playing around Pithing Needle with their fetch land. That's not in the deck. Don't worry about it. I will get to play Sai this turn. If I had a Pithing Needle, I would name Helm of Obedience. I guess, is Grindstone even the right thing to get? Don't I just get a Retrofitter Foundry and get to work? Ignore Sai, play to this thing. Foundry. And I'm going to make a servo right now with my floating mana. That gives me the extra artifact to keep Mox Opal on, even through a Prismatic Ending. Alright, E-Tutor, so we're dead to a land. Alright. Bad enough. Yeah, we came out almost blazing. Like, there was a turn where I just didn't really do anything. Just passed the turn with Chalice in play. Okay, definitely want my forces in this matchup. And these are going to be offensive forces. I'm not here to, like, Force of Will your Helm of Obedience. I'm here to punch through my Echo. I don't think Shadow Spear, Grindstone, and Painter really play here. Sorry, Painter. I warned you this would happen. Now I'm getting serious. Well, maybe Emery and Echo are worse against the deck with... Oh, okay. Never mind. New plan emerging. Against this deck with main deck Rest in Peace, maybe Emery and Echo are where I want to be shaving. And this is where I bring in the second Painter Servant. This is a match that Grindstone might win that Echo wouldn't, which is the fundamental question I asked during the deck tech was, what type of matchup does Painter win that the Echo combo doesn't? And it's one with main deck Rest in Peace. Okay, so I have 4 Sagas that can tutor up Grindstone, leaving a Grindstone in the board for Karn, boarding in a Painter, or do I leave a Painter in the sideboard for a Karn? That's tricky, because I guess that gives me 4, 5, 9 Grindstones and 5 Painters, assuming I have infinite time, which I mostly don't, but this deck is really slow. Karn turns off their main win con as well, which I do like. Grinding them out beats the energy field. And I don't have like an Echoing Truth or anything in this deck. I'm gonna have to win somehow. Yeah, Karn is my best play, one way or the other. This looks like a defensible strategy. Let's do it. You're gonna see me shave Mox Opal a lot, and that's because drawing that card in multiples tends to be pretty bad in grindy matchups where you need all your cards to count. You just want to be built for speed in the main deck, and then post-board you want to be built for the matchup. This is pretty good. It's a turn 2 Karn, even if I lead on Urza Saga. I could even turn 1 Sai. Do I want to turn 1 Sai, or do I want to turn 2 Sai? I think I want to turn 1 Sai. Because this turn 1 Sai also challenges their forces. Like, do they want to just let me have 3 creatures in play, or do they want to spend a force on this? That's always the worst moment when you're playing against this deck, because it's like, if they play 3 artifacts now, I'm going to feel really bad. If they just pass the turn, I'm going to feel really good. And I'm going to bobble them. Terminus on top, okay. Well, we'll have to keep an eye on that one. Defense grid. Love to see it. They revealed the Terminus, and then can't cast it. Deal. Gotta watch out for Tundra Brainstorm here. That would set up the Oh, there's that. That will set up the Terminus, but because of Defense Grid, we're gonna know if they have that or not. All right, here's Grid. If they're gonna Brainstorm, they have to do it right now. If they've been sandbagging a counter spell, it's now or never on Defense Grid. Yeah, here's the Tundra Brainstorm Terminus, exactly like we drew it up. Defense Grid's in, here's my Saga, and then I get to attack for 3 before my Sai goes away with all the Thoppies. And then we're on the Saga plan. Terminus is back. Obviously can't counter it. Drawing Defense Grid with the Force of Will is awkward, because Defense Grid makes Force of Will both bad on defense and awkward on offense. They just exiled my Lion's Eye Diamond. Clever. And I'm just going to start pooping out constructs, I guess. Okay, are we getting back to basics or something horrible here? Teferi hurts a lot too. Narset's not great. Basically anything they can cast here is a nightmare. And that's no different. Well, I'm going to make a 2-2. Guess I was supposed to just tutor up Grindstone, huh? And then leave my mana intact. But no, I need to get Mox Opal to play this game. Here's Mox Opal. Here's Mishra's Bauble. Attack for 4 and then bobble them. I'm going to bobble now in case they draw Narset. Here's Rest in Peace. Okay. Rest in Peace resolves. Arrakis is in play now. Another non-basic. Bobble. Synod and Bobble make this a 5 power attack. Pretty good. And after damage, I'm going to bobble again. Want to know all the secrets? Well, there's Helm, but they're pretty far away from casting it. I hope. They're sandbagging a Ancient Tomb on me. Okay, no land for Helm. Saga, love to see it. Tick-tock. Attack for 4. And playing Emery doesn't make any sense. I can cast Force of Will right now, and I have the blue card and 3 mana to do it, and they're at 3. Yeah, that's the line. You just said Ancient Tomb off the top in the chat. I have it covered, though. Not an Ancient Tomb, it's a Prismatic Vista. They could kill my construct if they have a removal spell, but I think they would have done that last turn, and they obviously just drew this land. Okay, snuck through that one. Back to basics. Horrific. What do I have to do about that? Very little, other than Force of Will, which makes Defense Grid awkward. Yeah, maybe I'm not the beatdown somehow. I mean, I do have the combo kill in my deck, but so do they, and weird. Yeah, do I want this Defense Grid? Should it just be another painter? Or should I have Echo back in case they don't have Rest in Peace? But I kind of like the sidestep against what they're doing. I think it's just the same deck going back in. I could cut the Defense Grid to up my blue count for Force of Will, but yeah, Defense Grid is really good though. Let's do it. I do have basic lands and Mox Opals in the deck. It's not lights out. Like I just beat the back to basics, so it's obviously not unbeatable. We have a data point to the contrary. This hand is almost the nuts. I'm gonna keep it. I guess it's not the nuts, because right, I'm on the draw, because that's how winning works. I do have Force blue card, and then why did I like this hand? The mana is kind of scary, but otherwise it's pretty cool. I think I thought I was on the play for some reason. All right, Chalice on 1 is where this party starts. Bobble. Have a look. Back to basics in their hand. Okay. I'm not going to fight over that. Well, if I fight over that, I mean try to shuffle it away. Back to basics is currently in their hand. I can reassess this turn if holding up back Force of Will to try to counter it is a better play, or trying to spin it out of their hand now is the better play. Ending my Chalice. Do I care about that? I don't think so. Need some mana. That is mana. Not the mana I was looking for, though. Little Bobble. I'm gonna take a look at their hand. I know about Back to Basics already. Flooded Strand. There's 3 mystery cards over there. They force me here, I am wrecked. If they don't, I'm in good shape. I could just hold back my force to fight over their Back to Basics and then try to resolve Karn on a subsequent turn. I just feel like that's going to be better. It's going to pass and take my draw off Bobble. Alright, found Saga, that's a good one. Especially if Back to Basics ends up countered. And if they don't go for Back to Basics, I can use Force to protect Karn. So I'm probably more worried about Back to Basics. I have 2 Karns and only 1 Force. And only 2 lands, and they're both non-basic. We are kind of lining up a painter win, though. If this Karn sticks, then even under Back to Basics, I can let Saga tick down 2 to a Grindstone, and then LED can float mana, Wish for Painter, and zap. Ooh, another Force. That's fun. Now I can play Karn, and then use Force, pitching Force to protect it, and then spin up a new... Yeah, then spin up new game. All right, Force, pitching Force to protect Karn. All right, they just indicated they would have countered that if they could. Hand is Back to Basics and some mystery cards. I'm gonna go for a spin here, which might be a bad idea considering that my opponent is pretty close to Hellbent, but I know that they have Back to Basics, which is one of the 1-card shots that can get through this. Like if they force blue card, all right, that didn't happen. I was going to say if they force blue card pitching Back to Basics, I'm pretty happy with that world. They seem happy with the world where they just get a fresh hand. My sideboard contains liquid metal coating. Or there is the opal I boarded out, but I have one in my hand. That's not helpful. Tormod scripts, whatever. I can't get up to 3 artifacts this turn unless I spew off on like Tormod script. Do I want to play Emery, or do I just want to save the Force blue card and get... I guess I just get the coating right now. I need to get this Chalice out of exile. That's true. That is how this card works. I'm going to get liquid metal coating and then play my Mox Opal. That's just so I don't have to go to discard, and then I'm going to pass the turn here. I have a basic land, even if they did come up with Back to Basics. Force backup. I don't care about Rest in Peace. I don't care about Helm because Karn turns off artifacts. And then next turn they're in the squeeze of coding. Coding beats Back to Basics, heads up. An awkward end step Brainstorm makes me think that they had a 4-drop they wanted to cast and needed the land to do it. Okay, don't care about Rest in Peace. Don't care about Ponder. With all these Ancient Tombs, I can even cast Coding, murder a land, and still activate Saga. Did not shuffle their library. They like what they have. I like Hullbreacher too. Okay. Ancient Tomb, Lotus Petal, Liquid Metal Coding. If it resolves, it will turn on Mox Opal, coding the Volcanic Island. I don't like that red. That's a meltdown, if I ever saw one. Oh god, they're just brainstorming right now. I think we can shut the door instead of doing anything cuter. Bang! Treasure! Let me treasure you. Okay. I have Mind Rotted them, gotten 3 mana, and blew up their land. If we lose this game, I don't know. This might be a career ender. I'd be impressed if we lose. Energy Flux, that's a powerful card. I guess if Force Blue card remains in their hand after that, it did not. Cool. Gonna make a construct. We got the GGs in the chat. They know what's going on. Yeah, they did have some hateful stuff there. Like Energy Flux. Energy Flux is for one thing, and it's this style of deck. Like, there's artifact hate you can play that overlaps with Death and Taxes and less dedicated artifact decks. Energy Flux is for these Saga decks, and we were able to punch through it. Porting in those Force of Wills, getting to play like the tempo game, the show and tell style, like combo deck with Force backup. That did it. Both of the important turns this game, Force of Will was involved to make sure that A, my thing happened, and then B, my things got to stay in play. Sick match. We're a few rounds into the video. Thanks for sticking with me. Friendly reminder that if you're still here and having fun, smash that subscribe button. And if you want to play what I'm playing, you can use my affiliate link for TCG Player to support the channel while you shop for cards, and you can try any deck anytime with a cardhoarder.com loan account for Magic Online. All these links are in the video description below. Now back to the league. I'm on the draw, and I do like this hand. It has turn 1 Chalice and Emery. I'm going to keep. Or turn 1 Hullbreacher, depending on how the mood strikes. Opal, wow, now Emery's even freer. Now I get Emery and Hullbreacher. Ancient Tomb, Mishra's Bauble, Lotus Petal, Mox Opal. I guess I don't get Chalice, Hullbreacher, and Emery. I can get one or the other. Yeah, I guess I want the Chalice in first. Then we can talk about Hullbreacher next. Here's Emery anyway. If Emery flips over an LED, we just have the combo lined up. Flipped over an Echo, which is pretty comparable, honestly. And let's have a look at the opponent's deck. Oh, they're a Hullbreacher deck too. Yikes. Yikes. Good to know. Holy guacamole. I mean, my opponent can see the whole combo in my graveyard. There's a Lion's Eye Diamond, and there's an Echo. And now they have Hullbreacher. So I can't actually crack off my combo. Urza Saga's a good one. Wow, this is so awkward. Of course this would be the mirror match. Putting Bauble into play doesn't even make sense because they can just Hullbreach. So I'll go for Lion's Eye Diamond. LEDs can pay out if I find a Karn. And maybe I can trick them into drawing some cards and giving me treasures. There's your Hullbreacher. Not ready to respond with my own. Like maybe they'll just slam Days Undoing here. Uh-oh. Do you have the combo? They do? Okay. This one's a screenshot for sure. Let's breach some fucking halls. Alright, both players are trophied up, treasured up. They get a million creature into play. Mine doesn't show up till next turn. Did they get the first search with Saga? Do I even want to block? I don't think so. I think my creature is pretty important here. Well, that doesn't actually change anything. I can just do this and give us both infinite mana. I have more artifacts in play than they do, though. Oh, I can use Emery to save some life. Yeah, if I go blue, replay Petal, and then use Opal, yeah, that does save me a card. Like, I would have had to use one of my... either Ancient Tomb or one of my treasures. All right, my construct is bigger than theirs. Let's see what tech they have to tutor up here. Do they have like an Aether Spellbomb? Okay, they do. I actually cut Aether Spellbomb from this deck when I was building it, which you can tell me is silly, but I don't care. Okay, I just don't think that card's very good. Right, I'm gonna block to absorb damage because now I can tutor up Shadow Spear, which should be able to win this game. Drew the Grindstone, of course. Blue, and create a construct that is the biggest construct in play. And I get Shadow Spear, and then I can cast Lotus Petal from my graveyard, and then equip Shadow Spear. I can go to 2 to do that, and I think that's fine. Equip. Yeah, going to 2 is better than removing artifacts from play. Let's hope they can't remove my thing. And the biggest construct gets there. Game 2. Okay. What the shit. Alright. Here's this situation. I feel like Force of Will is required. Chalice is pretty bad unless I'm willing to take the nuclear option and just put it on 0. My deck probably functions with Chalice on 0 better than theirs does because I have the Painter line built in, but I think it's mostly just bad. And I want all these forces in. I think that's an easy swap. Defense Grid, Grindstone, Painter. I could bring in a Painter over one of the Mox Opals and just play to that world where I have this different combo and they don't. I think I like that. I'm still not sure about the numbers of how many Grindstones are supposed to be in my deck versus sideboard with the Sagas and the Karns and all the things. I'm just going to submit this deck. I have a slightly accelerated Hullbreacher in this hand and 2 Sagas, which are the most important cards in the matchup. I am going to keep this. Unfortunately, the 2 Sagas stack on top of each other in a way that isn't really helpful. I kind of want an Ancient Tomb to go with this. Or Retrofitter Foundry. Okay. Here's my Saga. Here is my Retrofitter Foundry. I kind of want to sandbag the Shadow Spear. I'm going to bobble them and draw a card now because it might not happen again. They have an Ancient Tomb in their hand. And in case they take the nuclear option of slamming out Chalice on 0, I'm just going to get my artifacts into play. Oh, there's Emery. Nice of you to show up. Ancient Tomb, Mox Opal. These cards don't cast Hullbreacher, notably. Oh. Unfortunately, that's not helpful. I'm just going to pass the turn, see what happens here. As much as I would like to deploy Emery, she's like a little bit late to really be helpful. They have constructs. If they get Pithing Needle and name Urza Saga right now, I think that's fine. They just got their own retro. Okay, I can make a servo and block right now. I could make a construct, and it would be 3/3. But they can make a servo to make their thing bigger, so that's not the game plan. I think Karn is probably my plan. I'm just going to make a servo here. And I'm going to let them connect with their 4/4. I guess I should have waited then. Because the servo is going to be better protecting Karn than it is doing anything else. Okay, drawing a land's really good. I'm going to float mana off my Saga that's about to pop. And then tutor up Grindstone. Yeah, I'm just going for this. Here's Grindstone. And then 2, 3, 4. Here's Karn. They had Force Will for Karn. That's disappointing. Okay. My life just got very difficult. 12, 13, 14, 15. This is a lethal attack if I don't block, so I have to block. If I top deck Painter, I win. Oh, there's not a Painter in my sideboard anyway. Karn didn't matter. Right, I boarded the Painters in. Okay, I should definitely have a Painter in the sideboard. Painter off the top, let's go! Oh, alright. Can't make a construct here. Just gonna search. They're making a servo in response in case I get Pithing Needle. Which I'm already dead on board, so that wasn't gonna be the play. Probably just Mox Opal. Don't have one of those in play, do I? Nope. Okay. Mox Opal. Uninspiring. Here's Ancient Tomb. Can I block 2 constructs next turn? Maybe. Here's Emery. See what happens here. Guess there's a world where I mill over Echo and can just win, which did just happen. I don't know if I actually just win, but it's very good. Hullbreacher. And I even get to play the Shadow Spear. What's their last card? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They can hardcast Force here. Let's hope that they don't. Just gotta hope they're Hellbent. Or if they have their own Hullbreacher, I also lose to that. Whatever. I've done what I can. Spin it. No, they're tapping mana. That was a dirty trick. Okay, so I have to chump block their 2 biggest creatures and then lose. I don't think there's a draw in the deck. It forced blocks here and here. And I don't have the mana to win with Painter even if I draw it. Okay. I am... Oh, I can Echo. See what happens. 1, 2, 3. I'm not going to play Ancient Tomb because I can't play it anyway. Or you can't tap it. Here's Echo. I mean, echoing their hand back to full isn't great. And maybe they drew Hullbreacher. I don't know. This isn't looking good. My Saga. Bobble, that's probably going to get consumed by a Hullbreacher they just drew. They have Saga on top. Yeah, if I had spun into Painter there, I guess that's a play. Okay, they did have Hullbreacher. Didn't need it, but they did also have it. Okay, game 3. Much like game 1, they had Force of Will when it mattered. Like in game 1, I had Force, or in match number 1 against the other deck, I had Force of Will when it mattered. Or is this round 3? Oh god, I think this is round 3. I meant round 2. The previous round, when I had Force of Will on the critical turns and my opponent didn't, my opponent had Force of Wills on their critical turns and I didn't. I don't think anything changes. We're just going back in. My hand is not good. I have 2 mystery redraws. And Karn is one of the best cards in the matchup. And mystery redraws are such a bad reason to keep a hand. But any blue card turns on Force of Will. Alright, I'm going to keep. Against my best judgment. Seat of the Synod. Mishra's Bauble. Show me. They're drawing Lotus Petal and Urza's Bauble. They're holding City of Traitors, the card that's not in my deck. And I'll play out my Opal. In case they do spin, I want to play out the things I can play out. Saga, and okay. I have blue card to go with Force, and Saga is obviously one of the best cards that there is. We're just getting turn 1 Karned. Oh, we're getting something. Alright, well, I'm gonna Force of Will where I can Force of Will. Are we dead? They didn't force back. They could still Echo with what's left. Alright, they do have the Echo. Alright, that's fine. I kept a bad hand anyway. Let's try this one over again. I do have Force blue card. Post Echo here. Lotus Petal? Oh, Ancient Tomb. That also does it. Ancient Tomb versus Bauble. Now it's my turn to be the mean Karn player. And I do have Force backup. They have Force of Negation pitching Force of Will. I have Force of Will pitching Emery. I do think Karn is the most important thing and worth pitching Emery for. Okay. Well, the dust has settled. And let's have a look at what their last card is. Oh no! Get the fuck out of here. Their last card is Karn. They can't currently cast it. And they still can't cast it. Okay, good. Good. Oh, okay. Gonna play my Saga. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can Reacher this turn and then hardcast Echo next turn. Okay. Here's Breacher in the end step. Oh, Force of Will. Pitching Days Undoing. Wow, they're really dedicated to this combo in a way that I am not. Well, good news. This is the type of game that Saga can take over. Play out the Bauble. I want to know what they're drawing. They're drawing Retrofitter Foundry. Okay. It looks like we're in really good position to take over this game. We know their whole hand. Retrofitter Foundry can buy time. They should make a servo right now while they have mana floating. Yep. And I will match them with a construct of my own. Not really the same thing, but feel good about it. And I'm going to make another construct. What are my choices? I can get Grindstone. I think Grindstone is just so bad here. I think I just want Shadow Spear to start blasting. Seed of the Synod. Fisher's Bauble. It's going to make the world's largest attack that I can make, which is my 8/8 lifelink trample. They're going to take a big blast from that. And then second main, I will Bauble. All right, they're trying Chrome Mox, which does not help them in this situation. And I found another Saga. Okay, I'm feeling good. They can waste a lot of time against the construct with Retrofitter Foundry, but this giant lifelink version is going to keep the pressure on. They can flip this into a Thopter and take 7. All right, they're dead next turn. Even, well, all right, yeah, if they Karn, yeah, they're dead next turn even through Karn, or even with Karn. I think we're okay. If there's a card that beats me here, I don't know what it is. Other than something crazy like Hurkyl's Recall. Okay, we did it. Keep this train rolling. Chugga, chugga, chugga. I'm on the play with kind of a wing and a prayer here. Oh, I'm playing against one of my Patreon subscribers. Hello, Jack. I'm going to keep this hand. This one has a turn 1 Chalice, and then also Lion's Eye Diamond, with Saga just ticking up in the background. If the Echo doesn't work, I'm kind of in garbage time for a very long time here, but I'm kind of hoping it does. All in, baby. My cards are on the table. Okay. Oh, sweet relief. I needed that desperately to work. Get to play a bunch of baubles. Gonna Mishra's Bauble, Stoneforge Mystic, Urza's Bauble, Force of Will. Oh, there's a Force of Will. Late to the party. And just gonna run out all my artifacts. This turns on Mox Opal. My baubles drew another bauble and a Mox Opal. Spinning the wheels on bauble isn't too bad, but the redundant Mox Opal sucks. We're just very much in Saga's world at this point. Another Echo. I somehow just don't think that's the play right now. Gonna peek at their hand again. All right. Pluto Delta's over there. Good to know. Another Mox Opal. My hand is very close to non-functional, so it's a pretty low-cost Echo, even if I know about Force of Will. Gotta hope this Stoneforge Mystic doesn't come up with anything too fucked up. Just Cauldra. No big deal. Okay. Construct. And Bauble. And another Construct coming. What do I want to do in the face of this Cauldra? I could get the Grindstone, start spinning. I could get Retrofitter Foundry, start going wide, or Shadow Spear to just ignore this thing. It's got to be Shadow Spear. Just tuck it in under the Chalice. The only way to make that happen. Bauble. Shadow Spear also... Permanents your opponent's control lose hexproof and indestructible. That makes Cauldra slightly worse. It still has all those combat relevant words on it, which make my constructs kind of embarrassing. That's okay. I could just go for a spin right now, get the card off Force of Will. I mean, my hand really isn't doing anything. How many artifacts would this cost me? Just 1? Okay, yeah, let's take a spin. If they somehow don't have the blue card, then the Cauldра's gone. Even if they do, like, this isn't getting better. And now I'm gonna Bauble. Saw the Pluto Delta again. Okay. Draw a fresh card. Start to rebuild. Yeah, Chalice does give Force players a lot of blue cards they can just put in the garbage. Like pitching that Ponder. No attack, or no Cauldra, not yet. I guess you don't need to do it yet. I'm really looking for something grindy, like another Saga or Emery. If I play Petal, then attack with both creatures. Cauldra gets to eat one of them. Whenever this creature does combat damage to a creature, exile that creature, and it has first strike. So I would not gain life, and I would not deal damage. I would push through for 6, leaving them at 3, which is just not even really helpful. Yeah, alright. Caudra's gonna hold the fort for a minute. Luckily, they're not in any position to be attacking. If they come up with a true name Nemesis, then I could have some trouble if they can actually turn Cauldron sideways. Uh-oh. Another Stoneforge. Getting Batterskull. Okay. If the Cauldron gets Vigilance, that also is very bad for me. Karn would be great. Let's crack this thing open. That's not Karn, that's Ancient Tomb. Deck, you're not even listening to me. Okay, they can forge in the Batterskull here. And then, if they have a 5th land, they can equip it to Cauldron and then just get nasty. Really hope that doesn't happen. At least not right away. Let me find a Karn first. Shit, found the land right away. And they're snapping off the crack. They know how this works. Yep. 9/9 Vigilance with all those other words on it. And lifelink. Yep, need a Karn. Real quick. Ah, there he is. Okay. Hope there's not a Force of Will left over there. Please resolve, please resolve, please resolve. Alright, good. And I'm going to animate their Cauldron, turn it into a 5/5. And creatures can't be equipped to different creatures. So that knocks that off. Now they have a 4/4 lifelink and a 7/7, both of which are pretty cleanly under control from my constructs. Prismatic Ending is devastating here. Okay. Got him with the Chalice check. Another one. Okay, I think he's just about to concede. Just cast 4 spells and concede. Or is this a Storm card? Is there a reason to do that? Oh, is this Murktide Regent? Fuck yeah, okay. Alright, I thought he was just goofing around, but no, that's a real card. That was great. Where's the Saga? Okay, a Painter line just emerged. I can play Saga, and Karn can get... Yeah, with this flying creature, Lattice isn't good enough. Karn's gonna get Ensnaring Bridge, I think. Yeah, I'm just gonna grab Ensnaring Bridge, and then put the shield up, and pass the turn, and then 2 turns from now, Painter wins the game. All right, we might have found... Oh, maybe Painter wins the game right now. Oh, no, it doesn't, because I have Chalice in play. Get fucked, me. What's in my sideboard currently? Grindstone, Coding. You get a second Painter, just double up, so when Saga pops next turn, I'm just good to go. Okay, yeah, that actually makes sense. I'm gonna get Painter's Servant, and then cast it. I'm gonna name white. Just gonna pick an irrelevant color. Play another one. Also naming white. And just pass the turn. And as long as I don't draw Grindstone for my turn, even if I do, I can plus Karn on Chalice and then cast my Grindstone. Another Stoneforge Mystic. Okay, we might have found a game that Painter wins that other cards wouldn't. And draw for turn. Retrofitter. Gonna float mana. Tutor up Grindstone. And get him with the Master Blaster. Okay, Painter did win a game. Count it. I think Karn might have been able to manipulate a situation where we're going to win eventually, but having the Painter line there was actually really good. Torpor Orb hits Stoneforge, but I don't think I care about it that much. I just want my forces for protection. This Esper Stoneblade deck we're playing against, I played it on the channel. I helped this player develop the deck, so I have some experience with it. Can shave a Mox Opal. Don't want to draw 2 of those. Chalice is of medium importance. Like on the draw, Chalice is just much worse, and this is a Prismatic Ending deck. It's a Teferi deck. It's a Stoneforge deck. I think I do want access to Chalice, but not... Like, I can... If I board one out, I can Karn for it if it's appropriate. So, Grindstone, Shadowspear, and Retrofitter Foundry are all cards that matter. This Swords to Plowshares is something I want to turn off if I can. I think I'm actually just going to board out Painter and Grindstone, and if the game gets into a grindy situation like that, I'll just use my Karns to wish for them one at a time. 1 Opal, 1 Chalice, and then that combo. Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, Karn just lines up so well against the deck that's trying to win with artifacts. On the draw, I have Force but no blue card. I have Karn with some acceleration. I'm a 0 mana artifact away from turn 2 Karn. I'm going to keep this. And I have 2 Karns to just punch through Force of Wills. Let's do it. Oh, Swamp. We're getting Thought Seized. My thoughts! Oh, we have two of the most important card. Well, they can't take the most important card, which is Urza Saga, and we have two copies of the next most important card. Could strip like the Lotus Petal, which makes Mock Opal really bad and delays the Karn. So I think, depending on how their hand is shaping up, I'm probably just gonna start taking Karns. This is the perfect situation to get obliterated by a surgical extraction. Just take one Karn, wait for my draw step, extract the other. I guess if they see Force but not blue card, they wouldn't wait till my draw step, just hit the Karn immediately. Okay, took Force of Will. Interesting. Maybe decided they couldn't get all of the copies of the thing they care about, so just take the second thing. Oh, big game. I can't lead on... If I lead on Saga, I have to spend my Lotus Petal here, so I am going to lead on Island and just play this Emery. Bang. Okay. Force pitching True Name Nemesis. I'm comfortable with that situation. Now I need a Ancient Tomb or 0-cost artifact that is not Mox Opal off the top to cast Karn. Unless I just get Null Rodded here. No, that's so unfortunate. I can't play Null Rod. Right? Right? Anakin and Padme meme, right? Grabbing the Cauldron. That does it. It delays my... Oh wait, I can't just jam Karn here. Ah, fuck, I should have cast Saga. I should have played Saga. I can't just jam Karn and then let it get attacked. Alright, Karn goes to 6 though. Yeah, I can do that. Never mind. I thought I played myself. But I actually didn't play myself. Which is the better of the two things between playing and not playing yourself. I mean, Karn's gonna take 5 here, but then it gets to knock the Cauldron off. And just hang out. Ponder. I hope this is a BoshNRoll Ponder where they don't have the third land and they're hoping to ponder into it. Where, like, if I was in the spot where it's like I could guarantee to put in Cauldron or I could ponder, try to hit a land drop I don't have, then also put in Cauldron. Oh, I'm hoping that that's the case. Hope I've been a good influence on this player. He chose to shuffle. And there's the land. Okay. Okay. We'll never know if it was a BoshNRoll Ponder. I hope it was and the shuffle paid off. Okay, here comes Cauldron. Its abilities can't be activated. It can attack Karn. And then I'm going to play my Saga. And then I'm going to knock Cauldron off of the Germ. So Germ dies and they have a 7/7 for the turn. Which is good. But it's not... Like, it does clear Karn. But at least I've answered Cauldron. Oh, Wasteland. That's really good. And wasting Saga is definitely the right play, but wasting Seed of the Synod would be really clever because it kind of functionally takes me off 2 lands because I'm so far away from this Mox Opal. And wasting Seed of the Synod means I can't activate Saga. They should just hit Saga, though. Oh, that's kind of greedy. And I like it. And I'm never going to blame anyone for slamming Jace, but letting me tick up my Saga is generous here. I'll take it. And I guess they could just waste main phase. I make the construct, they bounce it with Jace, and everything. All else is equal. Shadow Spear. Okay, I can cast Shadow Spear because that turns on Mox Opal. I can work this one in here. Ooh, brainstorming with Jace before activating Wasteland. Must have a different plan for this construct. Played their 5th land. Still pretty far away from activating Cauldron, and wasting me sets them back even farther. Ending float blue, I guess. Shadow Spear is gone. And my construct. 2 cards in hand. This deck, I'm sure, has a plan for this. There's the Wasteland. Okay, where are we going here? Ponder. Goes to shuffle. Good news. Rest down. Wrecked. God, who helped design this deck? Well, I get to play Karn. Here's Carney. 2 cards in their hand. I'm pretty sure I just gotta get LED. No, they have 2 cards, but one of them's Karn. Oh, I'm definitely activating Karn. Let's have a look. I can get Lion's Eye Diamond and just take us both for a spin. Refilling their hand with 7 cards. Who does that actually favor? I mean, they have Jace, so I think they're favored on a board where we both just have our Planeswalker active. Yeah, I'm just gonna blast. If they had a counterspell, they would have countered Karn. Let's go. Okay, land drop for turn. gets to play Chalice, which does help shore up against a lot of the things I'm worried about in the form of Swords to Plowshares. Okay, here's this fresh 11 cards they're looking at. The 7 from Echo, draw for turn, activate Jace. Helpful Strix, you got it. Can't activate that one. Karn, checkmate. I don't believe this deck has a 4th colored Prismatic Ending Karn. Have I seen a Volcanic Island this game? I don't think so. This match. I think that was in a previous match. I've definitely seen a Volcanic Island, but forget where it came from. Vendilion Click, powerful. Okay, my hand is a number of redundant things with the Karn. I'd probably be most worried about Sai if I were my opponent. Yeah, they agreed. Sai's gone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If I draw Force of Will, I can jam... Oh, no. Karn's getting attacked to 2, so I can't jam Lattice this turn. Another Echo. That sucks. Echo sucks. I can play Emery. I got a Force of Will out of that one. And then I think Karn has to pop off 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, they're not close to activating. Minus Karn. Do I just get a Painter and start painting? I could get Painter, play another Karn, get Grindstone, but no, I have my Chalice. I'm sort of locked under my own Chalice here. Just good deck building. I could get Lattice now, play Karn, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They can attack Karn for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5 mana. Getting the coding here is medium minus. I have a million cards in my hand, so Ensnaring Bridge isn't even good. I am going to get coding. And then if I play Karn and it resolves, it goes to 1 loyalty. I think that's fine. I got to work through these cards in my hand somehow. Karn flooded. I could wish for the other Mox Opal, but that doesn't do anything. Target, nothing. Karn just goes up to 6. As Jace, the turn that they took to jam Jace using the Wasteland to protect against the Saga, that was really good. This card has really kept this game competitive. Ooh, only 2 creatures attacking Karn. Leaving it at 2 means I can still wish for something, which means there's a reason they left it back Stoneforge. So there's got to be an artifact in this hand. There's a Engineered Explosives that can't be activated and dies immediately to Karn. Just gonna plus on this Explosives, get rid of it. Remove it from... Oh shit, I was supposed to target a land. I'm just like, Liquid Metal Coating for no fucking reason. Okay, I did draw Saga though, best card. And Liquid Metal Coating, which doesn't actually do anything, so I kind of hope they counter it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana. Right. Yeah, Karn is just going to die in combat, which makes this coding really embarrassing. So if Karn was going to die in combat, I'm glad I picked off the Explosives. Yeah, okay. I accidentally made a play that is defensible. Alright, how bad is it? Please be GT. Nope, Batter Skull. And Opposition Agent, my goodness. 3, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Alright, I'm not dead yet. I'm gonna coat Jace. And hope that they forget they can activate it after Karn dies. There's 6 mana in play, but even with the land drop, they can't move the Kaldra until after combat. Sending 2 3-power creatures at Karn and then 5 power at me. Makes sense, plays around a bounce spell. And Jace gets to activate. Couldn't fool them. Kaya, okay. That's fun. Exiling my Chalice. Okay, the Painter win is on the table. We're back in action. Through another Chalice. I'm sure I don't want that. There, I've used the LED from my sideboard, and in exile, there is not a Lion's Eye Diamond there either, so that's not helpful. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I could just heads up, cast Echo Vians. They've been jacing for 100 turns. That seems really bad. Yeah, the Opposition Agent is going to brick my Saga next turn anyway. But I guess I kind of should just swing for the fences. Alright, I'm just going to Echo and let them counter it or Hullbreacher it or whatever and then concede. Okay. Yeah, rather than try to navigate that one, let's just play game 3. Okay, so do I just want Painter around? Is that the world? I don't know, I think on the play, I think that that plan's even worse, and I should just be jamming. After seeing Opposition Agent, that makes the grindstone lines even less reliable. Yeah, I'm just gonna jam my best Hullbreacher Echo deck with the 4 Force of Wills in the main. On the play, this one is not gonna do it. Can't cast this Emery. Yeah, just far away from doing anything but a mulligan. Oh god, it's getting worse. And we're on 5. This hand is the best one I've seen yet. I'm gonna keep it. I think that I have to send Karn and Echo? Or what is the plan here? Like, I can play Emery on turn 1, and then my hand is just like whatever 2 cards I leave still in it. I could force a will to protect my Emery, because she's kind of the whole plan. Okay, I guess I'm going to bottom Echo and just play Emery, try to protect her with Force of Will and get something going here. That was a really bad set of mulligans. Island, Lotus Petal. You announce Emery. She currently costs 2. Then you can sack Lotus Petal to pay for her. The cost is locked in when you announce, and then when you pay later, it doesn't matter. Well, this is the game plan I signed up for. I am hellbent with Emery. Let's hope that they can't beat it. I will concede to Swords to Plowshares. I just don't think we need to do this. Deafening Silence. Okay. Deafening Silence is a fun one when my hand doesn't work. Like, I was not casting 2 spells anyway. I'm lucky to have 1. I'm going to go after Chalice first to protect the Emery. Ooh, Force Pitching Brainstorm. Wow. Okay. Seems like that was the right call. Here's Wasteland. Please use it. Okay. Wasteland. Echo. Echo doesn't really help me. I'm going to cast Bauble out of the graveyard. Start drawing extra cards here. See what you're drawing. Underground Sea is coming. Okay, deck. This is not a card that's helpful right now. Thoughtseize, perfect. Yeah, Thoughtseize is like one of the best things that could happen to me right now. If I could have named a card that is reasonably in their hand right now, I would have chosen Thoughtseize. Okay, Force of Will backup now for whatever comes next. I think it's still Bauble. Drawing 2 cards a turn when clearly neither player is doing anything, and getting perfect information out of it. Ponder on top of the deck. Over there. Okay, land. Let's keep that coming. A Saga really just busts this game open at this point. Okay, there's Ponder. On Urza's Saga off the top of the deck. That's what I'm looking for here. I would also accept Hullbreacher. Lion's Eye Diamond. If I play that, it's my spell for the turn. I think I just want to keep playing these Chalices. Okay, Chalice resolved. That's going to constrict their options. They did not shuffle the Ponder last turn. I'll Force of Will almost anything right now. Like any spell, like Stoneforge Mystic, True Name Nemesis, any Planeswalker, I don't care. It's going to get countered. Prismatic Ending on Emery. Yep, that certainly qualifies as any card. Okay, found an artifact land. I could Echo right now. Do I want to fill their hand, or am I... Who's favored right now? I think it's me. I'm just going to keep peeking. Dress down. Okay. It's a good one to know about. If they dress down in their own end step, then I won't have Emery for the turn. Oh no. Okay, well, that makes the dress down a little awkward, but it's still fine. Force of Will. Is it time to Echo these Aeons? Really don't want to refill their hand, but I also am not doing anything else. I want to find Urza Saga. Yeah, now's the time, I guess. Here's my spell. There's Urza Saga. Okay, cool. Did not find a blue card to go with my Force here. That's not Wasteland. And they still get 1 spell a turn too. I guess they could like Stoneforge plus additional spells. Oh, this 4th mana. That can only be one thing, and it's Jace. Bouncing my dear sweet Emery. Nope, drawn cards. Okay, deal. Trying to get this game done. I appreciate that. No attack with True Name. Worried about Jace. Fair enough. Seed of the Synod and Lion's Eye Diamond will be my spell for the turn. Then ship it. I picked up a blue spell to go with my Force. Maybe I'm supposed to play Ancient Tomb there, but I still can't hardcast Force and activate Saga. Or I can if I'm willing to use my LED and go Hellbent, but I don't think I'm there. exiling my Chalice, which is their spell for the turn. Yeah, I think I just want to sit on this Force of Will until it wins me the game. Because that is the spell for the turn. It's not like they can exile my Chalice and then suddenly unload a bunch of cantrips. They can play that one. That one's a problem. I'm going to force pitching Echo. Because that one gets Cauldron, which actually does beat my constructs. Take a construct. On my turn. Pick up. Take a construct. They can Swords to Plowshares now. Oh, did Fatal Push? Oh no, they were just fetching around my action. Gonna get Shadow Spear, because I think removing Jace right now is really important. Equip. This gives Trample. I'm gonna go after Jace. Moment of Truth on Fatal Push. Alright, didn't have it. And Emery is a creature. So I can cast that one with Deafening Silence. And that's my turn. Shadow Spear removes Hexproof and Indestructible, not Protection. So True Name is still my nemesis. But Trample is still good. End step Brainstorm because they had to, because of Deafening Silence. These are the kind of positions where Deafening Silence starts to betray the control deck. Because now they really want to be cantripping and sculpting and playing a Planeswalker and all of those things, holding up removal. They can't do all of it. Exiling Shadow Spear is really good. I can still attack around this True Name Nemesis. Ooh, that's a creature. Mishra's Bauble. I can cast that out of the graveyard. And play Seed of the Synod as my land, and I can still just mush for 7 through this True Name. They could have Swords to Plowshares now. My Chalice is gone. But I'm just gonna make the attack that I have. Cool. Down to 6. And let's have a look at what you're gonna draw. Thoughtseize. Okay. I don't think they're gonna cast that one. They couldn't impact the board this past turn cycle. Okay, that's a meaningful impact on the board. Especially if True Name picks it up next turn. I'm gonna cast Hullbreacher right now while I know they can't interact with it because they've already cast their spell for the turn. And if I attack with both my creatures, they just gain 4 life. Yeah, I think I just go for the play here, which is Echo. Blue, blue, blue. Echo. Oh, they did have the Force. Disappointing. Force pitching Ponder. Okay. I'm not going to attack because it doesn't do anything. It gains them extra life. And Echo was my spell for the turn, so I couldn't activate Emery there. Narset's very powerful. Makes Echo pretty good. Or pretty bad. Whichever one is the one I don't want is what it does. Surgical, also pretty good. I guess I have to target Chalice with Emery. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, they can't quite equip True Name. And Saga. Emery. Emery is a creature that puts more things into my graveyard. All right, I'm gonna point this at Chalice. Because if they don't surgical the Chalice, then they don't get to surgical anything. Surgical targeting Chalice. Okay. Deal. My Chalices are gone. Sure, they would have liked to point that at a Karn, but I don't have one. And now I can play the other Emery to functionally untap this one. I guess it's not quite functionally untapped because it's summoning 6. But 4 cards in the graveyard. It's 3 forces and a Nurse's Bauble. Okay. I could yeet my team in to kill Narset, but I don't think Narset's actually the difference maker here. Like, I think having my Hullbreacher in play is more important than them having their Narset in play. Oh, that was a really good draw. There's Cauldron. Narset found Force of Will. They do have 5 mana up. No blue card currently. Bauble. Having Emery untapped important? I don't think so. Mishra's Bauble. Target that. Play it. I can still draw cards on their turn, so I am going to bauble them now. Brainstorm on top. Let's hope they don't shuffle that away. Get to draw 1 card this turn. Yeah, they have managed to put the squeeze on me here. This Brainstorm doesn't work as a Brainstorm. It works quite well as a blue card for Force of Will. I'm going to Mishra's Bauble again. Keep drawing cards. I need Karn to win this game now. Blue to Delta on top. Yeah, this Deafening Silence is delivering at this point. It was a little awkward for a while, but now it's really showing up. So they could have Viled or Stoneforged in Cauldra this turn and equipped True Name with Batterskull and held up Force Will. Uh-oh. I have Hullbreacher in play. That was the window I was looking for. Just needed them to fuck up a little bit. Not that I'm rooting for my Patreon patron to fuck up, but I did need that. They said their brain is melting in the chat. Yeah, it's been a long match. Okay, there's a Saga. That's a really good one. And if they just like move their Batterskull onto True Name, this game starts to run away in the wrong direction. They put it on Cauldra instead. And which is fine. I guess they do a lot of the same thing on this board, which is just be big and stupid and mean. Karn? Saga. Alright, well, Runner Saga, not the worst thing that could have happened. I'm gonna play the Bauble out of my hand and bobble them again. There's the Thoughtseize that they put back recently. Okay, shuffling away the Thoughtseize. That's smart. You don't want that card. I'm gonna have to get through a Force of Will when I'm actually just... I guess I'm not dead on board. I can block and absorb a bunch of damage here, so I'm gonna do that. If these equipment were on True Name, this wouldn't be an option, but it's not. It's on Cauldra, or on Germ Token, so I can absorb a bunch of damage here. Saga is up. Here's the other Saga. Let's keep this going. And Bauble from the graveyard. Clock is becoming a problem, but when is the clock not a problem for me? Oh, Engineered Explosives. I guess I lose. Well, everything I thought was happening just failed. Yeah, Engineered Explosives. The Germ Token's indestructible. That kills my Construct, all of my treasures. Karn's not here to save me. That was really bad. Okay. And they figured out how to equip True Name Nemesis. All of this is bad news. Yeah, this fucking Engineered Explosives, that's gonna shut the door. I guess I still make the Construct, try to force the action. Oh, there's Karn. That's a good one. Well, okay, I'm just gonna float mana on this one. Do the tutor thing, because I'm about to force the action on True Name, or on Engineered Explosives with the Karn. Search my library for... There's no Echo in sight. All my ones are in my hand. Guess I just get Mox Opal. 1, 2, 3, 4. Karn. Is there a blue card to go with your force over there? There is. Yeah, force blue card. Last card's in hand. Okay, GG's. Yeah, that was sweet and grindy, and Deafening Silence did end up winning that game at the end of the pile. They were so far ahead, in fact, that brainstorming into Hullbreacher didn't even matter, which is an impressive display. Really cool magic there. Awesome match. Sucks to lose the trophy, but if I'm going to do it to a Patreon subscriber who I helped build their deck, this is the place to do it. I'm on the draw in the final round, playing against an opponent whose name is Allurin85. Do you think they're playing Allurin, or is that a juke? I don't know. I'm keeping this turn 1 Chalice Urza Saga hand, though. Oh. Nice Chalice, idiot. Well, Elvish Reclaimer, Expedition Map, these are all cards that are in this deck, so I'm still going to Chalice on one. Crop Rotation. Oh, you have your own Urza Saga. Cool. Is it more important that my Saga start ticking up, or that my Saga generate constructs? Like, Saga could pop and make LED, which could echo. Could also be working towards the Grindstone. Yeah, I think I do want this Saga to get to work. And I am gonna Chalice for the reasons I described. Get a redraw. Alright, Emery's a really good one. Happy to find that. Ancient Tomb would be a great draw too, if I'm able to juice up this Saga, start actually constructing. Looks like that's not gonna happen. I play Seed of the Synod and Emery. She milled over a Painter. Okay. I can tutor Grindstone, cast Painter, and we're actually kind of doing the thing. And they're untapping into 2 Cloud Posts here, so it might not be enough. All right, we got 3, 6, 7 mana. My nemesis. Okay. Yeah, they had a Karn of their own. They are just doing the same thing as me, but in a bigger way. And they can 3-ball me here. Disgusting. Okay. Fuck. All right. Well, here's Ancient Tomb right on time to not be helpful. I guess it's fine. I can still tutor up Grindstone. Tutor Grindstone. Play Ancient Tomb. Cast Painter from the graveyard. And I'm going to paint it blue. Represent a little force of will there. Not that they have to respect it, but it's nice. And I have 2 creatures in play, so they can't just get Lattice. But I have to answer this Karn before my Grindstone works. I don't know. They need to mess this up, probably. I don't see a normal game where I win. They're making a wish with Karn. Getting coding. Okay, so they need to protect Karn somehow here. Because if I attack and kill Karn, they just lose the game. Oh no, their deck's probably full of... their deck's full of fucking Eldrazi. Okay, this is not going to work. Oh, they had a second Karn. That also does the job. Yeah, now they can Liquid Metal Coating, paint my Tomb, and then plus Karn, kill the Tomb. Alright. Alright. Alright, yeah, we're done. I've seen enough. That Karn was brutal, and I'm not going to be able to Grindstone this Eldrazi deck anyway. I would have to get Karn into play. I would have to remove their Karn, get my Karn, wish for Tormod's Crypt, play Tormod's Crypt, Grindstone them, and exile their graveyard before Emrakul shuffles it all in. Yeah, that ain't it, as the children say. Okay, Grindstone and Painter can just get right out, because that is not how this game's going to happen. Force of Will. Chalice is also not good, but like, what else am I going to do? Okay, I have 2 Chalices in here. And they are this, like, Karn build. They're not even the green build. Guess they could have green cards still. We didn't see anything that rules out green cards, but I don't think Surgical Extraction really does anything. I don't have Wasteland in my deck. I don't mind cheesing, like, Wasteland your Cloud Post, extract your Cloud Posts. I don't mind putting that in when I'm a blue deck up against Cloud Post, but I just don't have a way to destroy Cloud Posts. Yeah, I think I'm just going to have to combo this opponent with the Hullbreacher. This hand sucks. I got a full house, but it's the worst full house. Mulligan. This hand does very little. It does have Saga that gets to work quickly. Probably just send this Opal and use Bauble to redraw. I would like Force backup. I have to keep LED. All right, I'm going to keep this. I would not fault anyone for taking them all to 5, really chasing that start with the turn 1 Echo. But I'm going to slow it down a little bit. I think Saga is worth a lot. Scathing Needle, cool. All right. Oh, if they name Saga, we're in some trouble. If they don't name Saga right away, I can at least get a construct in. Just Grim Monolith go. I like that. I'm going to play the Ancient Tomb. This at least gets 1 construct in. I have Force backup for whatever comes my way here. They have 5 mana that we know about. Could easily get to 7 with just normal cards in the deck. A Grim Monolith makes it 7. Another Ancient Tomb or City of Traders makes it 7. There's Karn. Nope. Force of Will, that one. If I had more artifacts in play, I might be able to let Karn resolve and just attack it next turn, but I can only get up to 4 artifacts. It's not quite enough. If they plus Karn. I guess that's assuming they also cast the Pithing Needle, so I don't get another Saga. I don't know. Not pretty either way. Okay, end of turn, Construct, Draw Step, Construct. And what do I want to tutor for here? I'm really hoping that this Emery mills over an Echo. How do I make that better? Because if I get Mox Opal here, I can play Retrofitter Foundry. Or Bauble is a redraw. I think I just want Mox Opal. And I'm going to cast Emery and hope that we hit an Echo. No Echo. Bummer. Okay, Retrofitter Foundry, Lion's Eye Diamond, all in, attack for 5. The alternative of just putting a shitload of damage into play is also fine. They're dead on board right now. 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 mana is available that we know about. 2 of it hurts them. Karn doesn't stabilize this board. I guess if they go Karn, land, Ensnaring Bridge, that's really good. There's the Needle. Probably on Foundry. Or Emery, I guess. Yeah, Foundry makes more sense to me. Caracas. Okay, that removes Emery from play. Alright, so they are at 1 on board. Any artifact kills them. Any non-Mox Opal artifact, I should say. There's Echo. I could just go for a spin here. And I lose 1 artifact to take the spin, but my draw 7 hopefully can come up with another. All right, yeah, let's take our spin here. Just gonna try to put lethal on them. Lion's Eye Diamond is good. Urza Saga is good. These are not the artifacts we're looking for. Oh, I can Karn wish for... Okay, yeah, we're actually fine. Karn turns off Grim Monolith. Karn can also wish for a 0 drop and just attack. You get a 1 or a 0 here. Grab LED. Yeah, let's do that. Lion's Eye Diamond. That makes the attack lethal. In for 12. They could have Force of Vigor, I guess. But we haven't seen any green. Doesn't mean they're not green. But, I mean, the Grim Monoliths usually aren't in the green version, so I think they're colorless. Yeah, okay. Just put damage on them. The tried and true Magic the Gathering strategy. Nothing's going to change here. My deck is what my deck is right now. Surgical Extraction is the only card. Like, replacing Chalice with Surgical is non-zero, but like Chalice being an artifact affects so many other things. And their list might have the keys in it. I don't know. It doesn't look like the key decks don't usually have Cloud Post, but I think Chalice on 1 is going to be better than Surgical, just in general, with the way that the Chalice interlocks with the other Metalcraft and Construct angles of the deck and stuff. Okay, this has Force backup. I have Echo, but not LED. If I get to 4 mana, I can wish for LED or just draw LED. I'm going to keep this. I wish I had a Lion's Eye Diamond, but let's go. I have 2 paths to find one, plus my draw step and baubles. Glimmer Post. We have a Pithing Needle on turn 1 here. Relic, okay. That doesn't matter most of the time. That's good against Emery and irrelevant against Echo. I'm going to drop the Saga first. Just get ticking towards that Echo. And we're going to bauble. 1. Yeah, I don't care if they exile my graveyard here. Not really the point. Grafdigger's Cage. That's very much bad. Okay. I'm going to bauble again now. I wish I could wait to see another card, but I need to draw the 2 cards and see if I need to fight over Grafdigger's Cage or not. Like, ignoring Cage and powering out Echo are 2 different things. I can just let them have Cage and then sandbag the Echo to pitch to Force. Exiled my other bauble, that's fine. Sphere of Resistance. How do I feel about that? That card's very good. Is there any world where I can beat this? They gave me this weird window to punch through an Echo. I kinda... I should pitch Echo here. Yeah, Sai is just gonna do more than Echo is. Like, if I draw Lion's Eye Diamond right now, I'll be disappointed in that decision, but if I don't, yeah, okay, just drew Hullbreacher. Now if they play Grafdigger's Cage on their turn, I'm just, you know, glad I don't have that card in my hand. Unfortunate that the Saga is not going to make a construct, though, because I committed to that Echo hand, and they have Grafdigger's Cage. Like, Relic doesn't affect that at all, but Cage is pretty crushing. Nice. And they spent a Cage rather than Activator as a Saga. I'm very grateful for that. Probably should have held back this Mox Opal as something that can trigger with Sai. Pithing Needle. Okay. Do you name Karn? Do you name Emery? I would love if they name Saga. My Saga's not activating, but theirs is. Alright, they did name Saga. Cool. And exiled my Force Will from the graveyard. That's fine. These are all shitty cards that I won't need later. Seat of the Synod. Float. blue. Have a look in the deck. Seed of the Synod is great because that turns on Mox Opal. And I want to grab Retrofitter Foundry. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 mana. Yeah, that looks like a win condition to me. Oh wait, but they have Blast Zone just sitting there right in play. But if they spend a turn blasting, that messes up their needle and all that other stuff. Yeah, Retrofitter Foundry looks good. 2, 3, 4, Karn. Yeah, draw a card off your relic while you still can. And I'm going to grab my liquid metal coating. Okay. It's face up. Here we are. Their Saga can tutor up another Pithing Needle if they have a second copy. I expect them to have more than one. Like, this deck usually plays a bunch, so you can turn off Wasteland reliably. Would be cool if they didn't, but I'll take it. And if they Needle Karn, then they can't Karn either. But Karn being in play hurts me more than it hurts them. Or if they cast their own Karn this turn, they don't have to worry about my liquid metal coating, because I can't activate it. No, there's a lot of scary stuff over there. Expedition map they can't activate. Pretty happy with that decision. Okay. Alright, well, we're both in Stupidville. Population stupid. I'm not calling them stupid, I'm just saying this game is getting stupid. They can attack my Karn for 1. I can't make a wish. I do have a basic land chilling here. I can attack their Karn back for 1. Then I can play Coding, which will be a 2/2, which will be even bigger. Attack your Karn with my thing. Here's Coding. Yeah, the problem is my mana base is so artifact heavy that Karn simply existing is keeping Hullbreacher and Sai out of play, where Karn existing for them is like keeping them from activating Expedition map. Just whatever. If they cast Lattice right now, they're... Okay, so in a world where there's a Lattice in play and both players have Karn and nobody can activate anything, they are heavily, heavily favored. And by heavily favored, I mean they're hard-locked because they have Eldrazi in their deck. They can discard and shuffle, and I'll just draw until I deck. But if I can sneak Hullbreacher into play before that happens, then I win, because I can attack their Karn down and set my permanents free while they're just farting around. But I need another mana source before that's on the table. They're minusing their Karn, getting their own coding. Yeah, this is really bad. Oh, and they have Saga. Jesus. Okay. Yeah, we have lost the card drawing contest here. I kept a hand that was reliant on an early Echo, and they had Grafdigger's Cage. I can attack their Karn here. Oh, I'll play my Seed of the Synod. And there's nothing worth wishing for here. Just, they're all artifacts. That's how that works. And liquid metal coating. Attack your Karn with my coating, which unfortunately it is still alive, which means next turn they can activate Saga and have a giant in play while I am just out of gas. All I can do is draw my third basic land. Yeah, there's just no good cards in this deck right now, other than basic land. Drawing my Saga would be cool, but my Karn will be dead before theirs is. Oh, another Karn. What does that do? Why did you do that? They're attacking my Karn. Oh, that makes your Karn not die to combat. Got you. And they can put 3 damage on my Karn while their Karn still chills. All I can do is attack their Karn again. Coding. Attack. And now my Karn dies its turn. I guess I needed to leave my thing back on defense, because now I'm just dead. Yeah, I fucked that up. Okay. I'm going to play my Chalice and play my Lotus Petal. Chalice on 1. Better late than never, which is not true, because we're dead. Yeah, I needed to leave my liquid metal coating back to block. I believe this is until your next turn. Yeah, that was the play. A big mana deck with Karn versus artifact deck with Karn. If the big mana deck gets their Karn in, the artifact deck does not win that match. I think this is the most Karn-related artifact combat I've seen in a game of Magic ever, though. That's exciting. Having a lot of fun with that. By a lot of fun, I mean about to concede. And Expedition map is now unlocked. Yeah, I just needed these blue creatures down before the Karn hit. Like if Hullbreacher was on this board, the combat math would be very different. If Sai had made 2 Thopters this game, their Karn would have been wiped out. And instead, we're just not doing anything. Basic Island? Oh, right, I forgot about Ancient Tomb. This is a card in the deck. Okay, probably should have held back that Lotus Petal so Sai could make a thing. I mean, if they do just wish for Lattice this turn, though, I can attack Karn and kill it. I hope they go for it. They should just start chewing up my lands, but okay. Looks like they're getting greedy. Please get Lattice. Please get Lattice. Oh my god. 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 Hullbreacher, baby. What's your 1 card in hand? Does it beat this? Did they just get greedy and mess this up? They didn't even draw a card in response to Hullbreacher with their relic. What's this 1 card in your hand? If it's Dismember, I don't know. I'm disappointed. Yeah, I forgot about Ancient Tomb the entire time. It's just like, those are non-artifact lands as well. Kind of a long dramatic pause right now where I think my opponent is questioning all of their life choices. At least I hope that's what's happening. And they don't have, like, Dismember that's getting slow rolled right now, or Warping Whale to block. Okay, moment of truth. Attack your Karn. We're in the red zone. And Karn's in the graveyard. We're free. We're free. Let my people go. Okay. Now what do I do with this? All right. Can't cast my Shadow Spear because I have Chalice. I can cast Sai, who can start eating artifacts if I don't want them around anymore, or if I want to draw cards. All right, now I have to beat the Cloud Post deck, which they have 2 cards in their hand. They're tapping mana. God, I hope they draw a card with Relic. Let's go. Let's go. Feed my machine. I guess I could have cast Shadow Spear to get a Thopter and just push the board. Yes! I'll take a treasure, thank you. They tapped Ancient Tomb. It dealt 2 damage to them to exile their own graveyard and give me a treasure. Which represents a lot right now because Sai sacking things to draw cards is a big deal. I think I am going to sack Treasure and Chalice to draw a card in the end step. Oh god. Now they have a 3rd Cloud Post. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, they could just cast Ulamog here and undo all my hard work. Grim Monolith. Okay, okay, they're hellbent. We are somehow stable and doing work right now. Okay. Make a servo. And I think I want Sai to draw a card. Eat the Chalice and the Treasure. Draw a card. Another Chalice. It's Seed of the Synod. Cast Shadow Spear, trigger. And I could Chalice on 0. Yeah, I'm just going to eat it right away. Get another creature out of it. And then sack Chalice and Thopter to draw a card. Bobble. Takes another thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 2 4/4 sitting in play right now. Yeah, I'm not going to attack Shadow Spear. That's not where I want to be. And I'm going to bobble them in their draw step. And get a picture of what they drew. I mean, if it's a relevant spell, it's just going to be on the stack anyway. They could charge up Blast Zone here. Blast Zone on 3 is a pretty big deal. Okay, they just put Blast Zone up to 3. Makes sense. In their draw step, I'm going to bobble them. Please don't show me a relevant card. Nothing. Blank. Blank. All right, Glimmer Post. Deal. Deal, deal, deal. Okay, they're Blast Zoning my 3s, or the 3s that are in play, which is Hullbreacher and Sai. That doesn't affect Retrofritter Foundry, and doesn't affect any of their things. Okay, I'm just going to let that happen. I'm going to turn these 2 Thopters into 4/4s in the end step, and just put my foot on the gas. This does gain 5 life, which is a lot on this board. But I am ahead by kind of a lot. Sack a Thopter, make a 4/4. 1, 2, 3. Untap this. Sack a Thopter, make a 4/4. And go to my turn. I draw 2 cards. A Karn would be huge because they have Lattice in play already for me. Just built right in. Saga. and equip during the ruckus. That was a giant attack. I'm actually going to bobble them now because Force of Will is in my deck, and drawing the card could matter. I can hard cast it. Lion's Eye Diamond, so that's not it. All right, we have one draw step to roll them all. They are dead on board, but they have 5, 10, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 mana to work with. 23 mana, excuse me. Oh my god, they conceded. That one turn where they were a little bit fast, a little bit loose, just slamming the lattice, not considering my flash creature. Oh, baby. I was ready to concede that game like 12 minutes ago. Put up a 4-1 with this deck, losing only to a BoshNRoll Patreon member, by the way. That should tell you something about where you should be. Check out the Patreon and YouTube membership, the BoshNRoll Discord. All of that is available, and you too could defeat me and block my trophy on a televised league. Anyway, this deck, the Painter Grindstone thing, I think it's safe to say didn't really show up, didn't really perform. It showed up once, and it was actually reasonable. It did win a game that would have been kind of challenging otherwise. But in general, the having one drop stuck in my hand when I had Chalice came up several times. Boarding Painter out, like Painter and Grindstone are just such like random inclusions that they're very easy to shave on sideboarding. I would honestly say that in some enormous percent of matches, like probably 70 plus, you would just end up cutting 2 Opals, Grindstone, and Painter for your 4 forces, and then the deck is just better. And maybe you should just play a main deck with less nonsense and more Force of Will. That's just what I think about that. I think that the power of the Blue Echo Saga shell carried Painter and not the other way around. Kind of lived up to the expectation from the deck tech, but I am glad that we were able to find at least one game over the course of 5 matches that Painter won that would have been challenging without it. If you want to make this package even smaller, like maybe you just put a Painter and a Grindstone in the sideboard and play a completely normal main deck, and then in Worlds where Karn is just in play, you just minus get Painter, minus get Grindstone, zap you. I could see that being a thing. But if you have Karn in play for 2 turns, you should probably figure out how to win the game anyway. Much to think about there. That it gives me a lot of information for how to build my future Chalice, Painter, Ninja deck once Neon Destiny is legal. Anyway, another day, another 4-1 or better with Blue Echo. I feel like I've trophied on the channel with this deck more than anything else, like various flavors of blue artifacts. This seems to be the deck I trophy with the most, and we were very close to doing so again. 4-1, very solid. A lot of play to this deck, a lot of power to this deck, and those are the 2 things that I really want in a Magic deck, and this one has both. Thank you, Victor, for asking me to play this. I hope it was helpful in your brewing. Everyone else, thanks for watching. Remember to check out the Patreon and Discord like I mentioned. There's merch, all that stuff is there. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.